Hogwarts. James Phelps played Fred Weasley in the Harry Potter films, but if you do need a reminder, here you go.
I solemnly swear that I am up to no good.
Messrs. Mooney, Wormtail, Padfoot and Prongs are proud to present the Marauder's map.
We owe them so much.
Hang on. This is Hogwarts. And that... no. Is that really...
Dumbledore. In his study.
I've got one of those woolly bonnets, in fact. And James is here now to tell us about running in the weekend's London Marathon to raise money for endometriosis research and support. James, lovely to have you on the programme.
Thanks for having me.
I suppose we probably should start with what exactly endometriosis is. And I know that this is something that you've had a bit of personal connection through your wife, Annika.
Yeah, so my wife Annika suffers with endometriosis, as does 1 in 10 women in the UK and around the world. But I learned only 68% of men know anything about it. And it takes 8 years for a diagnosis. And I just really want to help raise money for Endometriosis UK because they help support people who are going through this, but also just raise awareness. And I guess it always used to be one of those things, it's just lady problems.
Yes.
Whereas there needs to be more known about it, and then more help can be given.
So for many men, this is something that they will have maybe heard of, overheard perhaps.
Yeah.
So in terms of the symptoms, and we're looking at them right now, I mean, it can involve an awful lot of pain for the women who are suffering from it.
Yeah, chronic pain, and it is technically a disease as well. So, and it's people are learning more and more about it all the time. I think more men know more about it in recent months because, like Leah Williamson from the Lionesses came out with it. Emma Hayes, the Chelsea manager, talked about it as well. So it's getting more out there. But I really just wanted to try and shed light on it and hopefully break down any taboos that it's a lady problem and get everyone involved in the conversation. Because
that is the thing, and as you say, things have substantially changed over the course of your lifetime, let alone the course of my lifetime. But when it comes to just being rather more aware of men being rather more aware of women's health and women's health issues, but in terms of there still being a taboo, do you think it is because men are not asking the right questions? Do you think it's because women are perhaps not answering those questions, or is it just that we haven't been interested enough in this stuff?
I think it's you're only. What's presented. So to be honest with you, I probably only would have known about it because of Annika's, my wife's going through it. And the reason I'm doing the London Marathon for it is because during lockdown, I was doing, like a lot of people, a lot of running. Mm-hmm. And I did a half marathon just on my own. And I literally couldn't walk. I couldn't get up the stairs. Mm-hmm. At the same time, Annika was going through a flare-up and she couldn't do the same thing. And it literally took me half a marathon to feel like she had, and she just woke up with it. But to answer your question, I think it may just be just education and what, like I say, from years ago, how it just wasn't talked about.
Is there any form of treatment available for the pain that these women are experiencing?
There is, but there's no cure. So you could have, a lady could have 10 operations and it will just remove the endo, but it's not going to cure the chronic pain. Mm. And, I'd love to think that in our lifetime, a cure could be given, or at least more help can be given for it.
In terms of, obviously, I mean, you're running for Endometriosis UK, and there are other organisations that work in this area. But does endometriosis research receive the amount of funding from central government, from other sources that oncology does, and other perhaps more high-profile illnesses do?
Well, if it takes 8 years to diagnose, probably not. Yeah. Is my political answer. I can't give for that one. But I'd say that the more research that's done, obviously not just in the UK but around the world, can only help.
Tell me then a little bit about running in the marathon. I mean, you could have done anything else. You could have had a bring and buy sale. You could have made some cakes. You could have auctioned off that woolen bonnet from the film. Instead, you've decided to run around London in what looks like it might actually be quite decent, maybe even hot weather. I mean, you ready for it?
I'll see.
Sorry.
Basically, my brother and I have been filming second season of our travel series, and so I've been doing literally 20k runs in Melbourne, in Patagonia. So I've been trying to keep up my training, but I just want to get through it. I'm not bothered about a time.
Well, look, I will put all the links out to the fundraising and Endometriosis UK out on our social later on. But James, pleasure to have you on the sofa, and best of luck.
Thanks,
I'm sure you don't need it. I'm sure you don't.
Thanks so much.